here, and we're going to be talking about pretty much everything that Six Flags has unveiled. It is pretty insane, everything that they just uncovered. And there's a lot of removals, a lot of big additions coming. So, yeah, Luke, I just want to know what you thought of the first time you saw all of this.
I think the 400-foot Mac extreme spinner idea is not real. I doubt that's not happening. Let's be honest. I don't know who came up with that idea. I don't know where that came from. That's just straight up unrealistic. And as a business standpoint, that's totally not going to happen because the cost of steel has like doubled since King Ka's original installment. So it's harder to build large scale coasters for that reason alone.
Yeah, and the other thing I was thinking with that is it would be a huge waste of money, I think. I've talked to a ton of enthusiasts already who have been like, yeah, I don't even think I'd get more than one ride on it just because it would be too much. I'd throw up because of the spinning. That's what a lot of people are saying, kind of. So imagine how the GP would feel about that.
I mean, me personally, I'd ride that all day.
I mean, yeah, for us, it'd be right up there, top 10, top 5 coasters we've been on personally.
No, a 400-foot Mac Extreme Spinner would be number one, no question.
I don't know. It could have the number one element, but I don't know. I don't think it could beat Air Force One, Wildcats Revenge for me. But I mean, we'll see. I know my
Yeah.
friend definitely said the park president told him Mach 400, which definitely makes me think it's Mach ride somehow. But
Okay, but
it,
where's the 400 come from? Does that actually imply the height of the ride?
I would assume so. I think you'd want to replace King Dakar with a huge ride, right?
Yeah, you
You
also
wouldn't
have green
want to.
you also have green lanterns plot that you can literally build into that, and you could theoretically build something absolutely huge that utilizes both plots of land.
So that's the thing. It could also be just a normal Mach rides multi-launch, 400-foot coaster or something like that, maybe. Or the other thing I thought of is Mach could be the name, sort of like a Mach 1 jet or something like that, and maybe he
Yeah.
misinterpreted it.
No,
I
Mach
was
is the
kind of thinking that.
manufacturer, right? They said Mach, and it's like, yeah, that's the manufacturer. But obviously,
Yeah.
well, we don't know anything yet because well, King Dakar just closed down, and I was fortunate enough to I only got one ride on King Dakar in my life, and that was in
Oh,
2019.
really? Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was a while ago, 2019.
Yeah, front row.
Oh, wow.
So I got the best experience on that, and for me, that's the single most intense coaster I've ever ridden.
I think you could make a case for the launch being the best moment of positives, that currently exists. Obviously, Dododompa was way more intense, but that
Dodo
currently
Dampa
exists,
does
yeah.
not see like if there's a coaster that I'd legit be terrified of, it's Dodo Dampa.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh my god, I've seen the POVs, how they've got the hype up in the tunnel, and then the guy says launch time 3, 2, 1, and then oh my god, all the lights flash, and that would be the sickest. Oh my god, we're about to do this moment ever.
Jesus.
Uh,
I would be like sitting still. I would be like eyes wide open, like
yeah,
this, like lean back, like I ain't moving a body part because if I move something, I'm gonna
you're
tear
gonna
up.
break your neck.
Yeah, I'm gonna break my
Yeah,
neck. Exactly. Yeah, like that
dude.
launch is not
Honestly, just
okay.
replace King Dakar with Dododompa. Honestly, just ship it over here. Um,
We've been on El Toro before. El Toro is great. We love El Toro. I haven't been on it since 2019,
oh yeah.
but
Yeah, you have to get back there. You really need to do it. My dad here, he's not the biggest fan, but
he's not the biggest fan of El Toro.
nah, it's a little rough, he says. More than a little rough, but
I
yeah.
mean, I
I
haven't been
kind of
on it
agree.
in
It
6
is a
years,
rough
like,
ride.
so I wouldn't know. All
Yeah,
right,
you got it before it got super rough.
hold on. I'm gonna go back and try to send this link to my friends.
All right. Hello? Wait, I think his screen might have done something. All right,
Maybe 30 seconds.
there he is. All right. So yeah, while he's doing that, yeah, I just think it's definitely mock ride somehow, some way. I do think it could still be a spinner, but the way they worded it makes me think it won't be that exact layout. Just because they said it'll utilize Green Lantern and Kaz space,
Okay.
which would mean it's a
Work.
full layout. Let's see, is he there? Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm right here. I just sent the
There
link.
you are.
I just sent the link to my friend group, so hopefully one of them or a few of them will join.
Hopefully, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, like either way, I think it won't be like that straight line shuttle coaster just because they said it'll take up Green Lantern's plot as well.
Yeah, that's a huge plot too. Like I've ridden Green Lantern and Georgia Scorcher. Personally, I think both of them are terrible.
Are you kidding me? You're saying Georgia Scorcher's terrible?
I hated it. I hated it.
I'm actually like, no, leave.
Oh, I
It's
hated
top
it. I'm
50. It's better
sorry.
than 5 of the 8 B&M hypers I've been on.
Well, we have differing opinions, and honestly, that's every coaster enthusiast. Every coaster enthusiast has differing opinions, and we're no different.
Yeah, I
Except
guess.
we both love Magnum, which
Yeah, that is true.
glad
We
you
have a
do.
strangely similar top of the
Uh,
line
Also,
with like Airy Force, Wildcat, and Magnum.
yeah, my best friend has Magnum at her number one.
All right. Well, has she been on Airy Force?
No.
Okay, good then. Yeah. As long as she hasn't done that, that's a good pick. Yeah.
Uh, Also, when I rode Airy Force, it was like 65 degrees. The ride up said it was running slower, and I'm like, good lord, I'm
Yeah,
terrified of
no,
this thing.
yeah, no, you don't even know what it's like when it's like 85 or 90.
That terrifies me because I feel like that'll make it less like I feel like it'll take the wind out of me after like 20 or 30 rides, and I need like a break or something. So a part of
Take
me,
take the wind out of you, beat up your thighs, everything. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't mind getting my thighs beat up because my thighs were beaten up after like 30 rides on that thing. I still enjoyed it, and but what I didn't enjoy was Twisted Cyclone at Six Flags Over Georgia. That's a waste of an RMC in my
Oh god,
opinion.
that thing is so stupid. Like compared to the other RMCs, like obviously it's still like a top 50 coaster for me, but like honestly, it's like on par with Jersey Devil. Like I don't even think it's close to something like Wicked Cyclone or Twisted Colossus.
Yeah, it's Twisted Cyclone. Air Force One is my top coaster, and Twisted Cyclone is outside my top 30 somewhere. I'm gonna have to actually look at that where that's
Yeah, no, I think I
placed.
have it at like 42 right now. Like I have it below Gemini at Cedar Point, so
Honestly, that is
yeah.
valid. I might have it below that too because Gemini at
All
Cedar Point
right. That thing's
has some
scary. That thing is
janky
some
ejector
scary.
pops in that back row. It's like it's like a toned down version of Magnum.
Right, it's like a kid's like stepping stone into Magnum basically. Except it's better than Millennium Force, so it's still like one of the most intense rides at the park.
Mm, I wouldn't say it's better than Millennium Force because the front row Millennium Force ride is pretty good. It's pretty fun
I
in
don't
the
know.
front row of
I've
that.
never gotten front row because it's always like a 10 extra ride wait,
It's
so I'm
worth
not doing
it.
that.
It's worth it. Trust me, you will not. I've had to close my eyes on that in the front row of that ride. Like I could not keep my eyes open for a part of that. It's insane.
I don't know, we'll see. And speaking of Cedar Point, um, my dad commented again saying that King Dakar might get a TT2 type refurb. Um,
That
I
would
don't know.
honestly a
I don't
ride
think
that
so.
goes that fast is not meant to be longer than a minute long because well obviously Falcon's Flight has like windshields.
And
I
like it's sort of split up. Like you have
and
that
it's
slow part on
yeah.
top of the cliff, breaking it up a bit. Yeah.
And it's not I doubt Falcon's Flight is gonna be as intense as people think. Because, yeah, you're going
I don't think
fast,
there's
but
any way it could
you're
be the best.
not gonna feel the wind. because you have these face shields in front of each car.
And I get
Yeah,
why
you
they have
might
to
feel
do
the
that
speed a
because
little
it's the
bit, but
desert and like you're gonna have a face full of sand if you don't do that. So like it's acceptable for their circumstances, but it still sucks.
yeah. For King Ka, I was kind of glad the ride was over when it was over because if that thing went on for any longer, I would have passed out. That thing was crazy. And
No, yeah,
honestly,
that would be nuts if you put Jesus Christ, I was gonna say Project 305, Panthurian's layout after King Ka.
nuh-uh.
I would love to see that. That
Oh
would contend
Jesus.
with Air Force One, maybe. That would.
Mm. Well, if you wanna, I think if you want to be a better coaster than Air Force One, you gotta uh, the 400-foot Mac Extreme spinner would blow it out. I'm just being real with you. Like if
It
that
dep
was a complete
I
layout,
don't know. I don't know if it would, it's tough to say. The inverted launch and the drop could be the 2 greatest elements of all time, but, like, I
yeah.
don't know if that'd quite be enough.
I mean, if it has like a full and complete layout, like I think I saw your
If it
video
has
of
an extension besides that, then yeah, definitely, for sure.
yeah, I saw your video. That would not beat it. But like a zero G stall with spinning cars does not seem real to me. Like I saw that picture and I was actually laughing.
It's that too, and you're launching, and I don't think people get this. Like, you know what happens when you launch, right? Like, you get thrown back in the seat.
Yeah, that
Like, yeah, that would happen, but while you're, like, out of your restraint, like, while you're, like, out of your seat hanging.
sure.
So you get,
Yeah,
like, thrown back
that's
while
crazy.
you're floating.
I don't know what to think about that because yeah, that does not seem real to me at all.
That's insane that Mach's coming up with that technology. I've thought about that concept for, like, years now and wanted to see it, and it's, like, crazy Mach actually might do it.
Yeah, none of us have even been on one of Mach's like great creations because they're all international. You look
I
at
know,
things
the
like
only ones I've done are
Voltron,
Slinky
and
Dog and Copper.
I mean Copperhead seems fun, but I don't know what Mach's I've even been on. Probably just a wild, probably just like a I don't know if Hershey
Well,
Park's
yeah, the
Wild Mach.
Wild Wave too.
Sheesh, that's sad. If that's the only mock rides experience I have, that's quite disappointing. I need to get out to Germany. Voltron is like at the top of my bucket list
Well,
now.
we got
I see
Stardust
that.
Racers coming next year.
Yeah, my brother really wants to go to Epic Universe next year, and I'm telling him it's like it's going to be so expensive. It's going to be like impossible to get out to. But my brother that lives in Georgia or
Yeah, it
that
doesn't
goes to
matter,
school in
pay it.
Georgia. Yeah, doesn't matter. Pay it. Yeah, might as well. I don't even know. That might be our
I'm
trip
most
next year.
likely
It would be.
going out there next year just because, like, I'll probably go out to see
Yeah.
UCF again before I go there for college, maybe, and then, yeah, I'd obviously go there if I go. Let's see what my
Yeah.
dad said. Lord help us not, Copperhead. Copperhead's good. My dad was saying it was painful, like the restraints were, which I cannot understand.
Yeah. I've never been on a mock, so I can't really or a mock thrill coaster that is, so I can't really speak for
I
it. But
really
as I
like
was
the
saying,
restraints personally. I like them more than like the new gen Intamin ones.
Voltron and Ride to Happiness are the two coasters that come to my head when I think mock rides.
Yeah, Helix too for me. Helix looks insane.
I lo- yeah, that's honestly, it's all about the terrain for that one. Like, I don't know the layout for that one very much. It's like mostly inversion based, and
It is, but like
a
the
lot of
few
people
airtime moments look insane.
don't give enough respect for inversion based rides. Like you look at Steel Curtain gets a lot of hate. Alpine Fury
Oh
is
yeah,
getting
you're
a lot
talking
of
about
hate.
Alpine Fury being like better than Velocicoaster.
I could because look at how like the whippiness and laterals that these inversions, at least from the animated POVs, look to provide are like absolutely insane. Like the second to last inversion on that ride, like think of like I've been thinking back row right side going down that
Yeah,
second to last
definitely.
inversion.
I think the
That
best one will definitely be like the Skyflyer loop, the one that's like the dive loop on Gotham City Escape, like that big turnaround there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Oh, Jay's here. What's up, dude?
Jay's here.
Yes,
Yo, what's
Jay
up,
is
Jay?
here. Yeah, but for that, I do not know what to expect from that ride one bit. I know I'm gonna get out there probably as soon as it opens, or like within the first week of its opening. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I'll
out
try
there
to
and
get out
ride
there
it.
as soon as possible because again, it's like a
Yeah,
3 hour drive.
I have no idea what to expect from that ride. Like, I expect each of those inversions to feel different because they're all profiled differently. Let's be real. Except I would take out the ice winder roll after the Skyflyer loop and
Yeah, I
replace
sort
it
of
with
agree
maybe
with
like
that.
a
I do
double
like a
up.
normal like wave turn or something like that there.
I would do a double up like Airy Force One.
Okay, maybe yeah. I was
Yeah,
thinking more like Wildcats Revenge's wave turn, but like either way, that would be
or that.
better than
Yeah,
what they
I mean
have
you
there.
kind of have a wave turn already at the beginning of the ride after that weird like double inversion top hat thing when you're going like through the structures and those head choppers. You
Yeah.
you hit like a fast
I was
high
just thinking,
speed
like,
wave
because
turn.
the Skyflyer roll or whatever, like, that's gonna be sort of like giving the people on the left side of the train the most airtime. So I was thinking do a wave turn the opposite direction to sort
That's
of
a
give the
smart
people on the
Yeah,
right side.
that's a smart idea. Because also, funny story about Air Force One. You said the blue side was significantly better. Only
It
one
is.
element hit harder on the blue side, and that was that like one fake, like the one airtime hill after the arcade roll. There's that
Yeah,
one
that's
like
way better on the
sideways.
blue side.
Yeah, but the Outer Bank turn on the red side is the difference maker on that ride. The Outer
I'll
Bank,
give you the Outer Banks better on the red. The stall is definitely better on the blue.
the
I
back is better
personally
on
think
Airy.
the arcade roll's better on blue. Hold on.
Jay says the back is better on Airy. I think the
Three.
second to front is actually a magic seat on that ride.
I it's tough. In the morning, it's the front. In the like in the afternoon, it's the back. It's weird. Like I think the front on every RMC, not just Airy. Like the front is better when it's like not warmed up and it's like the same
Yeah.
the whole day. But then the back like warms up significantly.
Oh, and my first few rides on Air Force One were hilarious. Like that thing was running so slow in the morning,
Really, like
because
was it like not
Valley
even your
days
number one in the
before,
morning?
and not even in my top 10 in the morning.
Oh God. Oh,
You would
that
have
cannot be
laughed.
real.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
like
it was
my morning
really
rides were
slow in the
still like
morning.
85
Like
degrees. So
those final airtime hills were not even giving airtime in the morning.
yeah, that's a so
That's
like
how.
Airy Force. I could see it being like very varied. Like if you go on a
Yeah.
crappy day or something,
I mean,
it's
it wasn't a crappy day by any means, but I mean,
oh yeah, Steel
it
Vengeance
could
is
have
mid
ran
no matter
faster,
what.
but if it did run faster, like I worry that it'll take too much out of me and I won't want to marathon it anymore and I'll just be kind of stuck there for a little bit, like just like taking my breath.
No,
But you
I'll
were
tell
able
you
to
if
do
I
it
go
70 times on
like
a
if I actually move to
actual.
Florida for college, like I will be taking like definitely a few trips down there every year and just sitting on that thing all day, all 12 hours, trying to like get as many as possible.
That's my plan for the next time I go out there cuz my brother I just get to go there cuz my brother goes to school there. Hopefully, well, next year I know I'm going to go for sure, but hopefully I get to go twice next year, like once in April and once in like October. I want to go twice a year there.
Yeah. Well, my priority right now like is really Voyage and Storm Chaser because those are
Steel
probably the top
Vengeance
two
is
deep.
mid when not warmed up. Yeah.
Yes, it's mid no matter what. It's
you
mid at the
you
end of the
got
night.
bad rides on it this year, Noah,
I may
because
have, but like
the
I don't
second
know, like
half was all
even second to
floater.
last train of the night.
Last train of the night, what didn't do it for you?
No, back row. What side was it? Load side. Load side is better on that. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't do it.
Damn. I mean, I had 2 rides on Steel Vengeance my last visit. One of them was terrible, and the other one was, like, neck and neck with Magnum for best in the park. Like, A good Steel Vengeance that runs good and does what it's supposed to do is my number 3 overall coaster, but the Steel Vengeance that gets floater in the second half of the ride is, like, not top 10 for me.
Okay, maybe I just got that Steel Vengeance because the
Yeah,
trims
you
were
need
hitting
to get a
hard.
better steel you need to get a better Steel Vengeance is was so stupid this year because of its inconsistency with the rides that it gave.
Yeah. I mean, Brady
Magnum
was just like saying it was the greatest thing ever because he worked it. So like I
yeah,
couldn't take his word.
he absolutely was. But, I think Magnum is the best in the park right now just because it's, like, consistent, and those
Yeah,
ending hills are
they're
like, the
deadly. Like
profiling
I was
on
thinking,
Magnum
like
is
honestly, those ending hills might be stronger than airy forces. They're not as rapid fire and there's not as many, but like
yeah.
just the
When I
pure
rode
strength, like it doesn't feel real.
when I rode Magnum in June, I debated on putting it at my number 1, but at that time, I decided and as of right now, Wildcats Revenge is just slightly ahead of it, and I mean ever so slightly.
I don't know. I've It's really close between Magnum, Wildcat, and Iron Gwazi for the spots 2 through 4 in my rankings. Let's see
Magnum
what we
row 16. Yes, sir. Back row
No,
Magnum
row
is how you ride
16.
Magnum
Why?
for
Just go
sure.
to row 18.
Row 8, well, yeah, row 18 is great too. That car. And the
Yeah,
rest
that's
of the ride is also insane because of the weird kinks that it has.
the first. Oh my god, the first drop, most underrated first drop ever. I like
It
that first
feels
drop more
so
than
weird.
any RMC first drop. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. 18 is a wheel seat, not good. Disagree.
No, that's why it's good. You get beaten up there.
You get
Like
beaten up and chucked out of your seat more. It's crazy.
I know, like what was like all the ending hills are insane. Obviously, the turnaround is disgusting. It's just like, and you can't
That
predict when it's
turnaround is
gonna
so
throw you.
weird. God, I can't stand the hate that ride gets. Like I was one
I
of those
understand it if you
people.
think it's too intense, but like,
I was
it's
one
not
of those
that good though.
people like 2, 3 years ago. I'm like, oh, replace Magnum with a B&M Hyper. It's so rough and uncomfortable. Now I'm like,
Oh my lord.
never touch that ride.
I've seen like all the memes now, and like it's all the Six Flags coasters are getting removed, like the old ones, and like Magnum's just standing there, like
Oh
with
yeah,
the
I
prize
saw
open.
that
You've
too.
seen that, right?
Yeah, I did.
No, Magnum's
All the
never
news.
getting touched. That ride has way too high of capacity to get touched.
That's so nice too. The high capacity of that ride makes it so easy to
Like, it
marathon.
has a short line, but, like, it's because of the low ridership, but also just the capacity is insane on that.
Because there's like so many rows on that ride. 18 rows is a lot of rows for a coaster.
Yeah, 36, and with that good of ops, like, yeah,
And
no
all the
wonder.
other like great Cedar Point rides, like Top Thrill 2, Maverick, Steel Vengeance, not so great capacity.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, Top Thrill 2, how bad is that gonna be? Like, capacity-wise?
Capacity, yeah. Siren's Curse looks like it could have decent capacity because the train looks pretty big from at least the looks of the animated
But, like, it's
POVs.
only gonna be 2 trains, that's sort of the problem there.
Bro, what is with these new coasters coming to Six Flags Cedar Fair parks having two
Well, like,
trains?
Siren's Curse was originally gonna be Energylandia, which they should not be dealing with 2 trains either, but that's
Oh
their
my
decision.
sheesh. Also, I heard Energylandia has like the worst queue lines. Like in terms of
Yes,
length.
oh
Like
my
those
god, it
queue
takes,
lines
like, a century.
huge.
Like,
Like
it takes,
that
like,
makes
over a mile to walk from the entrance of a ride like Zadra to the actual entrance, or, like, the station.
yeah, that sucks because
Hyperion's the worst too, because you have to walk up, like, 30 feet of stairs and then walk down it to get to the station.
it
It's
makes
so
me
bad.
never want to go to Energylandia.
I don't wanna marathon anything there too. Like, even if I wanted to marathon Hyperion, just I wouldn't because it
Yeah,
takes more effort to get through the queue line of that than to actually compete in, like, a Ninja Warrior competition.
yeah. And the the employees at those parks always ensure that every train is completely full. Like, they have single rider lines and stuff too, I think, at the
Yeah,
place.
that's good too.
Yeah,
I
single
would have
rider
heard about it.
lines, every that's something that every park needs, because a lot of enthusiasts go to parks by themselves and just wanna ride coasters all day, like me sometimes. I would
Yeah,
go to
nice.
a
I don't think there's as many, like, people who go by themselves, but, like, it's still useful in case.
absolutely. If you don't wanna wait in a line, like, this works at Islands of Adventure, except Velocicoaster for some reason, their single rider line has always been long, but
Yeah, that kinda sucks. I had Fast Pass for Universal, so I really wouldn't know, but still.
they did not include Velocicoaster and Hagrid's on their Fast Pass at Universal when I went in 2021. I think they include it now when you went last.
Yeah, Velocicoaster was included, Hagrid's wasn't. I just had to catch it at, like,
So
3 o'clock
weird.
when everyone was eating.
That's so weird, dude. I
It's
get
because
eight I
Hagrid's
get,
has,
like
like, the longest line of any coaster in the world.
I get 80 I usually have ADA for parks, like,
Yeah,
the
you used to
accessibility,
have, like, Brady and
stuff.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's honestly it can be just as useful as a fast pass would, because at Hershey Park, their accessibility thing, they give you like a piece of paper that lets you in the fast track line and you can use the fast
Yeah,
track.
it's just Fast Track there, which is, like,
Yes.
really weird. And
This
you
is
could take,
why
like, 5 people, so, like, one
you
of
can
our
take 4
groups, like,
people.
kind of abused it.
Oh,
Like, we had
I
2 people
abused
who
the
got
shit
the
out of
pass,
it.
and we had a group of 6 at one point. So, like, me
Oh
and
my
another
god.
guy would just go with one of the people who had it, and then
Yeah.
the other 3 would just go in, and it was so easy just to get on.
I went to Hershey Park by myself, but I found myself in a group of 4 people, like 3 hours in.
Kennywood ADA, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, Kennywood
I
ADA
haven't
is
been in 7
crazy
years,
because,
so
Kennywood ADA is pretty average, but funny story. Basically, they give you like the ride time, and they tell you like you go to the next ride at this time. So a strategy that we use like midday, because we can only use one ADA slip, and we often need to like wait to a specific time to like ride a ride. Um, I give my ADA slip to someone else. I go back to ADA slip at the ADA like guest services, and I tell them that I lost my ride slip, so I get another one, right?
that's crazy.
Yes, I
That's
get
wild.
another one.
That's really
So
abusing the system there.
yeah, just so we can abuse the system and
Oh my god.
be able to ride more. I mean,
That's
I should try
crazy.
this at like different parks. Like Cedar Point's ADA, what like is hit or miss for me, because sometimes like past visits they would let me, like 2018 they let me ride one different ride every 30 minutes, and some of the rides there had like no line at all. I got an insane ride count in my like 2.5 days at Cedar Point in 2018. Got like, I don't know. That was when Steel Vengeance was at its absolute peak. I think I got like 16 Steel Vengeance rides in those days, and like 10 on Maverick, and like
Hmm.
5 on
Yeah,
Top
I
Thrill
wouldn't know anything
Dragster.
about Peak Steel Vengeance, so
Peak Steel Vengeance is one of the greatest coasters ever built. I mean, one of the greats, but I still prefer Wildcat's Revenge over Peak
I
Steel
don't even know,
Vengeance.
like, the first half, like, isn't even that good, like, first
Yeah,
half Steel Vengeance, like, isn't even close to a ride like Wazzy for me.
yeah, because the first half of Steel Vengeance is just kind of like it's not that fast paced. It just feels like a above average hyper coaster.
Yeah, like, it doesn't feel like it has the same oomph as, like, other RMCs.
Yeah, I'd say Superman the Ride at Six Flags New England, like that ride into its entirety could be stronger than. I don't know if you've been on that one, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
personally,
it's okay, it's not I personally don't think it's an elite coaster. It's not the restraints, it's just that it doesn't do as much as you're saying it does personally.
I mean, I rode it 11 times in 2022. I loved every single bit of it, and I have it inside my top 10 right now to this day.
I don't know about that. I've got it like just outside the top 25, like borderline top 25 coaster for me.
That's valid. Also, you have Phoenix. Well, I personally think Phoenix is a
Phoenix is
super.
elite. Phoenix over Velocicoaster.
That's crazy. I
I don't
need
know.
to
It's
go
at
back
least
to
on par with
Knoebels.
those.
I say Phoenix is an absolute back row ride, though.
I think it is. Yeah,
Yeah, because in the
definitely
back row,
the double down, especially.
I got a few good ejector pops, but a lot of it was floater.
No, it is not. The only moments that are floater are the first drop and the drop off the turnaround. The rest
So
is
the
like
first drop and the drop off the turnaround have no airtime at all.
in the back they have a little airtime.
Phoenix back row, yes.
And then
But
it's just scary. Like that ride's downright scary.
I I can see how what is scarier though. Jackrabbit at Kennywood in the back row. Take the seatbelt off on that double down. You are not in that seat at all. You are literally levitating into space. It's crazy.
I
You
don't
have
know.
to experience
That's
that.
another one I haven't done in like almost 8 years. So
Yeah, you
I
said
really
you
have
haven't
to
been
do
to
that.
Kennywood in 8 years.
It's been since May 2017.
That's
Yeah,
rough, dude. Yeah, that's
yeah. It's
rough.
been a minute. I haven't even seen Steel Curtain in person.
You haven't even been on yeah, you haven't been on Steel Curtain. That one's I'd say it's an underrated ride. It gets hate by a lot of casuals like Airtime Thrills.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Alpenfury, kinda.
Oh, Alpenfury is going to be way better because
Yeah, I think it will be too,
pacing,
but it's
yeah.
like sort of a weaker Alpenfury.
That's how I look at it. Yeah, and I have it I think I have it in my top 20 somewhere. I haven't been on it in a while,
Really?
but yeah,
I don't know. I'd anticipate it to be like top 40. I don't know about top 30. We'll see.
I really enjoyed it when I wrote it the 3 times in 2019, so
What else? Oh yeah, Magic Mountain's supposed like new first of its kind in America. What do you think that is?
Magic Mountain's first of its kind first of its kind in America. I would about to say New Gen Flying, but they have Tatsu.
Yeah.
Mach Striker Coaster.
Okay, I would love to see that. That would be like sort of the best fit.
That would be if
'Cause
you
they
build
need
a
like a
Mach
really
Striker
solid meets
coaster
launch kinda.
and make it like Voltron. Well, it's not going to have the theming like Voltron because Six Flags Theater Fair and other parks in America they hate theming. The theming of
Yeah, it's sort of gonna
Voltron
be like
puts
what
it
a
over the
Helio
top.
is gonna be like.
I really hope that if it has a layout similar to Voltron, it will instantly be best coaster in the park. But the theming on Voltron that
I
makes
don't know.
Voltron, I think, one of the best coasters in the world. Like top 5, maybe even top 3 in the world.
I would love to see that, but I personally think it's gonna be the Axis. It just
Ah,
makes too much sense, especially since I think this
they
is a
already
layover.
have a coaster that kind of rotates on its axis, though, being
See,
X2.
that's the thing.
X2
I
kind of
think,
already has that
unfortunately,
rotating, freely rotating concept, you know? That's why I think a Mach Striker coaster would be the best fit for that park.
here's the unfortunate truth, though. X2 is right next to Viper, and it's also like a very like weird, troublesome ride. I'm sure
Oh
you in
no.
China Dinosaurs Park want some parts.
I would hate to
I
see
don't know how
X2
much
get
time X2 has left.
because I have a friend that has X2 at her number 1 bucket list coaster.
I mean, just tell her to go to Japan or China.
No, she cannot
I
go
mean,
to Japan or
it's
China.
that simple.
No, 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 no. But I mean, I would wanna go to Japan, but, Viper also is an underrated ride for me.
It personally didn't do much for me, but
I liked
like
Viper
that
better
would be
than, like
insane if they got rid of both of those.
I like Viper better than Scream. Like, I think a lot of these B&M sit-down floorless coasters are kinda just stupid. Like, Scream was just kinda
Yeah, the only floorless that's like really anything notable is Dominator for me. I think Dominator's definitely the best of them, but like the rest are just meh. Hydra's unique, but I
Okay.
personally don't like it that much.
You don't know the Dominator experience I had, but it was not great because of a text that I got before I rode that
Oh,
I
so it was
couldn't
the
focus on the ride.
experience.
Yeah, it ruined the experience. It was a text that I got that basically things weren't going. I'm not going to get into all of that, but yeah, things weren't going great at that time. And that was the same day that at the time Project 305 was also closed that day.
Oh, it
And
was
I was
that
like,
day.
this is the worst day ever.
Yeah, but you have Twisted Timbers over it, so it doesn't really matter too
I
much.
know Twisted Timbers is an epic ride. Twisted
It,
Timbers I
it's
have
not
over
that
Steel.
epic. It's not epic enough to be
I
top
have that
three.
ride over Steel Vengeance. I don't care what you say.
See, I'm not even a big fan of Steel Vengeance, and I agree that Steel Vengeance is better than Twisted Timbers.
No, Twisted Timbers is better than Steel Vengeance because of consistency, and Twisted Timbers has that second half of Steel Vengeance type ride, but even stronger airtime.
I've heard people say it has stronger airtime than Wildcat's Revenge. I think that is like
It's
such a
not
ridiculous
that
claim.
strong. It's not as good as Wildcats. It doesn't. It's not that level, but it's an above average RMC for sure. And above
I don't
average
know. I
RMCs
think I
are elite
have it
coasters.
as my number one mid tier RMC. But that
It
being
is
said, all I
not a
had to
mid
do
tier
was beat
RMC.
Twisted Colossus and Wicked Cyclone.
Well, if you wrote it the day I wrote it, fortunately, well, thank God it was as great as it was because it was it was therapy. That ride was absolute therapy. When every time considering everything that went down that day. But I woke up the next day, right? I think I told you this story, right? I was supposed to go to Knoebels, but
Oh
I-305
yeah, you
opened.
decided not to go.
I'm like, yeah, I gotta ride this ride. And I got 5 rides on it, and then I had to leave.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you think of Rapterra? Is that gonna like stink the bed?
I hate B&M.
That's a statement. I mean, it's true, but yeah.
But here's the problem. And this is not a problem. This is a me problem. The me problem is that this ride is going to be so successful to the GP just because it's a new concept for that park and it's a perfect fit for that park. But
It is, but it
not
sucks.
going it's not going to be an elite ride.
And like
It's
we're
going to
talking
be
about King Ka and like worthy successors in this stuff. Like
and now we
anything
get
by Mach Rides is a worthy
Rapterra.
successor. Rapterra, not even gonna come close to what Volcano was. I didn't get to do it, but I can tell you right now, Volcano is gonna be so much better than Rapterra.
I never did Volcano, well, obviously, because I didn't go to
You
King's
just
Dominion
went,
until
yeah.
this year. But Rapterra could be like on par with Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper's not very good, so yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I know, like that's how it could be. Like, I'm not expecting much from it, but it's gonna be the most popular ride in the whole park, maybe
Yeah, I
alongside
don't
Twisted Timber.
personally. It should not have replaced Volcano.
Well, here's the
Volcano
thing.
deserves something a lot better.
I hate to say this, but that was a great decision for the park in terms of money and in terms of getting people to go. New
Yeah,
rides. The GP are
that's the
gonna like
thing.
it.
Like
The
B
GP are gonna
modern
like it.
B and M, they suck, but they don't suck for the parks. Same
The
thing with the
GP
Over Texas Giga Dive. Like I personally wouldn't have wanted to see a dive
I don't
like
want to.
there, but
Fiesta
whatever.
Texas already has a dive.
Yeah, there's
Over
no need
Texas can
for it.
get something
I mean, this
else.
thing's gonna make Doctor Diabolical look stupid because it'll be a Giga Dive most likely, but
A 300-foot dive coaster though does seem pretty crazy. I don't
not if
think
they have
that's
the
gonna happen.
vests. Actually, maybe Wild Eagle gives good airtime, but that's the
I
only
don't
ride with
see
vests
a
that has airtime.
300-foot dive coaster happening anytime soon. Just because parks don't try to break records anymore. because of the
Yeah,
cost
but
of
it was in the
steel.
concepts. Like
The inflation, the
it was
cost of
in the
steel
survey.
being so high, they're not gonna get if they get a I don't see them getting a dive coaster considering there's another
I
Texas
mean, they're
park.
literally getting a dive coaster. Like they said, 2026, they're getting a record-breaking dive.
A record-breaking dive, it'll probably be like the steepest dive coaster by 1 degree,
I mean, it
and they'll
could be that,
market
but
it.
also like they showed the 300-foot dive in the surveys. Like that was one of the options in the surveys.
That's crazy. We'll see if they do it. I think that'll be a good fit for the park, and it could be
That's
the best
another one. Like
coaster.
it wouldn't be my pick, but like it'll make sense for the park.
Also, another thing with dive coasters, why does every single dive coaster have an Immelman after the first drop? Every frickin'
That's
dive
real.
coaster.
Not Oblivion in that G5 ride don't.
I know, but can we get some variety here? Wait,
Like what else?
does Iron Menace go straight into an Immelman after
Yeah,
the
that's an
first drop?
Immelman too.
And Rock
Rakshasa's gonna be an
Shaka,
Immelman.
that's quite the name.
Let's see, Krake, um, yeah, all the ones in China, like they're all Immelmans. We need something
Come
different.
on. I want like a speed hill.
I mean, at least give us a dive loop. Like, give us something
Yeah.
different than
Give us
Immelman.
something
Like,
different. And I hate these like they're slow moving inversions.
they are the worst parts of the ride on every
I
single one of
know,
them.
dude.
Valraven, Griffin, Shikra, all three. The worst part is the Immelman. Actually, no, that's a lie. Shikra's turn after the second drop is
Dive
completely
coasters are
stupid.
so slowly paced. Like pacing on dive coasters are terrible.
I think people underestimate how important it is to have momentum going into a drop. Because that's the
Yeah,
problem. They have no momentum. Like when you have like El Toro or something like that, or like Flying Aces, anything like that, and you're just gunning it over the crest, like you're gonna fly a lot faster than something that's holding you over the drop.
absolutely. Well, I think the problem with dive coasters are the choice of elements throughout the ride being, and they make them so they're so slow.
Yeah, and like it's intentional to make them like family rides, kind of.
I mean, they're not family rides because they're like they're intimidating to the GP just because of the way they
I
look.
take like a 4-year-old kid on Valraven before I tell him, look, Johnny, you're gonna go on Valraven as a step up to Blue Streak. Blue Streak is your next level up from Valraven. Go nuts. I'm
Oh my
sorry,
god.
Valraven doesn't do anything. That is the most nothing ride I've ever been on. Like what it tell me what joy do you get out of like I might as well just stay in my car, stay on the highway. Like yeah.
Yeah, that ride is pretty. It doesn't. I mean, the visuals are pretty fun. I kind of enjoy the visuals, and
Yeah,
the
that's true.
drop is, even though the restraints are very restricting, like dive coaster drops are still pretty fun. But
I don't think it's the restraints. I get great floater on Wild Eagle's first drop.
that's
But
so
on
weird.
Valraven, it's absolutely nothing, even in the back.
That's weird.
I don't know, maybe Wild Eagle's the exception. We'll see.
Yeah, but please no more we have plenty of dive
Yeah, but
coasters.
just
Like
stop the dive. They're so stupid. The sad part is they probably won't stop the dives, but I don't know. Let's see them.
the one element
Valraven.
after the mid course, talking about
Oh,
the
the
slow
the zero
inversion.
G roll he's talking about. Yeah.
That's a good inversion for a
Okay,
dive
I guess.
coaster.
Like
That
that's probably
is,
the best part of the ride, but that being said, it's
I
still not that good.
yeah. None of the
Let's
inversions on like B and M, like modern B and M inversions are all terrible.
hold on. Let me. Well,
I
pipelines is kind of different because it's like
Oh,
you sort
pipelines
of
is absolutely
fall
different.
out of your seat.
I do think Rapterra is going to be better than your average B&M. It's going to be better than a B&M dive coaster, I think.
I don't know. It's gonna be an average modern B and M kind of.
Oh, Hulk is
Hulk is
old school.
1999. That is
Yeah,
a
we're
a
talking
lot
old
later
school
than or
B&M that
earlier.
actually does good things.
Hulk is incredible. That thing's definitely one of the best. I have that like on par with Fury for me.
I've never been on Fury, but I damn know well that would disagree with that. Because
It's get ready for a mid ride. I mean, it's not mid, obviously, but like,
have you ridden it front row?
yeah, I rode it 8 times. I think 2 of them were front row.
That's
Yeah,
hmm. I'll have to uh, I'll have to experience that for myself, but I probably going to disagree.
yeah. And then Carowinds is probably getting like a super flume or whatever in 2026, right next to Fury.
Honestly, Fury is better than it. I think Fury is probably better than anything at Kings Island, to say the least. You would disagree, but
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, thinking about it, probably yeah. I like the Beast. I like Orion, but like objectively, Fury's probably better than anything there. Copperhead Strike is like right on par with Fury for me.
what about Mystic?
Mystic's awful. Like it's like barely top 60 for me. It's all
That's
floater. It's all floater.
so you're saying Ravine Flyer 2 like absolutely destroys it?
Yeah, it's not Ravine Flyer 2's top 20.
That's yeah, that it's top 20 for me too. I think it's number 15.
I might have it at 16. I might have it that high. Like I think I only have it like a couple spots below Steel Vengeance.
That's wild. Like Steel Vengeance, slow Steel Vengeance, like RF2 could be better than that.
Like yeah, especially when like you have a ton of room like we did the one day.
Yeah, but after that, after that day, the ride ups would never let me get that room ever again
Yeah, I could see that.
because people.
After that one experience.
That was so funny though. That
Nah.
day was crazy. We got like
Yeah,
minimum
no.
verification on that ride, go absolutely flying over those road hills.
I don't even know if it was minimum verify. Like, I don't know what minimum verify is on the PTCs.
I know,
Like, I
but
don't know if that was it or if it's higher somehow.
no, you you're the one that taught me. You're the one that taught me it, and I
Yeah, I was
showed
like
it to the
counting the
rest of
clicks
my.
and I'm like, okay, is this like what is this? Like this feels like it. I don't know.
6 clicks. That's what you
I don't
taught
know,
me,
something around there, yeah.
and I showed them that
Voyage would be insane like that. I'll tell you.
I want to ride Voyage like that.
I don't I don't know how that would happen.
I want to
Voyage
ride
Hollywood
Voyage.
Nights minimum verification.
Okay, but look, do you know what happened with Raven in the early days of Hollywood Nights?
Didn't it have like an I don't know what
Someone,
happened. I feel like
so,
something happened.
an enthusiast, put their lap bar up so high that they actually flew out of the train. This
Well,
is a
yeah,
real
like in the
story.
early days, like they probably
Yes.
didn't have like sensors like telling
No,
them
they.
that.
I don't know, but they let you have your lap bar as high as you want on that ride.
What did they have it like a foot up or something?
I have no
Like
idea
yay
how high
high?
they had that. I
Like
had no
Jesus
idea how
Christ.
high they had the
I'm
lap
not
bar on
that
that ride.
stupid. I'm not putting it like all the way up here.
Yeah. I have no idea how high they had that up, but uh, I was told that story by one of the managers at Waldemere because get this, I told my friends about that 6 click method for RF2 that you taught me,
Oh
and
yeah, then someone
they didn't
like
like
tell
it.
the ride ops to stop.
Yeah, and they started stapling me after that.
They pulled what's his name, David at Darien Lake on you.
Oh my god. But they stopped stapling me eventually. Like they let me have like a decent amount of room, but obviously not the 6 click that
Yeah.
you had me at.
Well, like Predator at Darien Lake, like it's good. You're never gonna get like minimum verify there, but you'll always get like a couple inches of room usually.
Yeah, I don't think Predator like you that's I think you are
Predator's better than Fury and Copperhead Strike for me. So
That's crazy.
Dude, it's elite. It's
It's
top
not.
25. It's just a
Predators
matter of
literally.
how the maintenance gets done on it. I'm telling you. I know it.
Okay, that's crazy. I would never. Predators, like, I don't even know if Predators in my top 50.
All right, that's illegal.
Uh,
That's like diabolical over there.
you're crazy. I don't know, buddy. But I have had I've had good and bad rides on Predator, but I would
You
not
have
put.
to go when the maintenance is done right.
I have to go when the maintenance is done right.
Yeah.
When is this?
Whenever like one of the people I know is doing maintenance, he does a real good job on it. Apparently,
How does the ride feel that much different with
I have
that
no
guy?
clue. I have no like. I don't know if it's like
Is
anything to
he
do
like?
with like the greasing or anything, but like, and also like when it rains. When it rains is another good way to ensure a good ride.
Ravine Flyer 2 has the same type of thing, like when it rains.
Yeah, when it rains, like most rides are better in the rain.
I've never been on an RMC in the rain before.
Well, I had like goddamn Noah's Great Flood on Air Force One and Lightning Rod,
Oh
literally
yeah,
on Lightning Rod. So
you got a Zen ride on Lightning Rod?
yeah, I got a lightning ride. Like literally a mile away, there was a flash of lightning on the lift hill.
That's that's it. That's wild.
Dude,
A
that
lightning
day was
ride.
nuts. Like that was maybe the weirdest day I've ever had at a park. And you know from experience that's saying something.
Yeah. The weirdest day I've had at a park. Let me think.
I mean Waldemir, but other than that,
That you think that day I had at Waldemere was weird? Yeah, it was.
we're not gonna get into that.
We're
But
not gonna get into
I
this.
don't know if that was like objectively like we were stuck in the parking lot at Dollywood for 2 hours because of a flood. Like it doesn't get much weirder than that.
Okay, I went to Six
That is
Flags
like
Great
full on flooded.
2019 Six Flags Great Adventure. The power went out and the park shut down midday, and we all had
Damn,
to
that's rough.
evacuate. We
You
all
had
had
to
to
you had to
evacuate the park.
evacuate. Oh my lord.
Yes, evacuation. That was crazy, and there were like alarms going off too. It was
Dude, I couldn't even
genuinely
imagine.
scary.
Great Adventure's always been pretty good when I was there.
I want to get back, but honestly, people are saying their attendance is going to dip next year. That might make next year a good time to get rides on like El Toro and stuff because lines will be shorter.
Yeah, that's true. And Flash, because that's like a holdover attraction now.
Yeah, and that's gonna make Great Adventure worth visiting next year. Those
I
two,
probably will just because of Flash, and
I
also
think
again, like
Flash
you
should
said, that's a
Flash
good
should end
time to
up being
visit
the
on Toro.
Flash might end up being the second best ride in the park.
I think it's gonna be number 4 without King Ka. I don't think it'll beat Nitro or Devil for me
I
personally.
think it will be Nitro. It will be Nitro's fucking stupid. B&M
Nitro's
Hypers are.
good. Nitro's an upper tier B&M hyper.
I don't know. B&M
That's
Hypers in
one of the
general.
3 that I have over Georgia Scorcher. All right.
B&M Hypers in general are just kind of tame.
No reason to go over to Toro. That's the only reason. Well, Superman's kind of by Green Lantern.
Oh, I love B&M flying coasters though. Those are really fun.
No, Superman's like, where is it now that Ka and Green Lantern are gone? Let's see. Like, what do I? They have 12 coasters now.
El Toro
What
is
is it?
their
Number 8
number
in the
one.
park now for me. Yeah, I
Jersey
think.
Devil. I don't know what do you have? Jersey Devil or Nitro?
Oh, right now I'd have to say Jersey Devil, but like it's close. Nitro when it's at its peak is definitely better than Devil, but like they're both
Okay.
pretty inconsistent. Devil, I'll say Devil at its peak is better than Nitro at its peak, I'd say, because they're both like really inconsistent rides.
That's valid.
So yeah, Toro, Devil, Nitro. What else? Batman, Mine Train,
Oh, their mine train was
Joker.
really weird. It had like one
It
ejector,
has the death
one,
hill that
one
feels like a
ejector
mini
hill.
Magnum Hill.
Sheesh.
What
That's a
else?
sketchy ride.
Yeah, Mine Train, Medusa, Joker.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
yeah, so number 8 in the park, number 9 when Flash comes,
like, number.
and
Well,
then
that's
number 10 when
crazy.
the new replacement's there.
Oh my god. I would put Superman Ultimate Flight ahead of Medusa and Batman.
Flash. Oh yeah, my dad thinks Flash is going to be number 1 in the park.
I don't know if I would go that far, but I could see a slim chance if all of those like go on that like backwards inversions could like that
It
ride
looks too
looks a lot
slow.
of fun.
It looks like it kind of crawls through the layout. That's my problem.
Yeah, I see, but I mean I don't I doubt it, but I say it has a slim chance. Oh,
I don't
there's
know, and then, like, it's
hold on, I
weird
have
how
an
lazy Six Flags is. Like holding that in
hold on, we
Georgia
have
feels
an
really
intruder
lazy.
here. There he is.
Oh no,
Yeah,
there he is.
there he is.
Hold on, let me see something.
He just walked in. Ooh. Jump up. I'm trying to. He won't let me. He won't let me pick him up or anything. He's like just kind of stuck right here.
What, that guy's like jumped up on there?
Oh, now he's on the bed,
Well,
and now
that's
he
one of the
is.
chicken monkeys jumping on the bed.
I remember that group chat.
That's a wild group chat, I'll tell you that.
I don't doubt it. Some of the stuff are kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, it's wild times there sometimes, but anyways, what else? Oh yeah, Wonderland with the new water ride in 2026. That'll be interesting. That's probably like a dueling water coaster or something.
I would love to see. Like, I'm a guy that likes water slides, especially water coasters. So I would love to see a dueling water coaster come to Canada's Wonderland because right now Canada's Wonderland's water park is not good at all.
Yeah, it's a weird. I know I went there in like 2017, the water park. I thought it was good, but that being said, I don't go to many water parks. I haven't really been to any good ones, so I don't really
Good
know like
water,
what the standards are.
yeah, good water parks. You got Volcano Bay. You probably
I
heard of
saw
that
it
one.
in person. I didn't go in it because I didn't have time.
Oh, dude, it's incredible. The water
I
coaster
know
they have at Volcano Bay.
if I move to Florida, I'm gonna go. But
That water coaster they have at Volcano Bay is better than 90% of roller coasters.
I've heard that. I've heard that it gives like scary airtime.
It does. And then you have the DreamWorks water park in New Jersey.
I want to go there at some point. Like, yeah, it looks pretty good.
Those
The water
those
coaster there looks really good too.
yes, but my favorite slide at that park is actually the 140-foot trapdoor free fall slide. That gives a better free fall than any drop tower you can ever think of.
I could see it, but like, I don't know.
Like you're
I'm
going,
walking up that many steps for a 10-second ride. Like,
but that 10-second ride is incredible. That
I
is
know,
if
but like
you're
for
free
water slides, I
fall,
gotta take into account how much work I have to exert to actually get
you're
on
an
the slide.
athlete. You're an athlete. You can climb up stairs.
I know, but like, I don't want to climb upstairs. Like, I don't want this to be like Hyperion over here.
Okay, but it's worth it. I'll tell you,
I know it's
but
worth it, but like, would I marathon it? Absolutely not. I don't care how good
yeah,
it is. I'm not marathoning that because I'm not. getting my goddamn football workout in over here.
I'll tell you what though, that ride hurt. That ride hurt. It hurts once you hit the splashdown because you're skimming the water so fast. You get like a wedgie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it hurts your ass.
Well, well, do you like wear a shirt on that? Because like I know like obviously like don't wear a shirt on those type of rides because that's gonna get caught.
That ride is butter smooth. I'll tell you that it's butter smooth, but it hurts it hurts your ass cheeks because like you're skimming the water
I could
and
see that. I mean,
yeah,
just get new swim trunks or whatever. See if
I don't
that
know,
works.
but after 3 rides in a row on that, like
It just wasn't doing it.
you're
Yeah.
burning, yeah, and that's unfortunate because
Toothless or whatever the water coaster is called now, like American Dream Runner or something like that looks really good.
that's a fun one. That's up there for my favorite water coasters.
Yeah. I want to know if Shellraiser's reopening.
I did not even get to ride Shellraiser when I went to that area. That and Sandy's were closed. I just decided not to buy anything in that park, and I'm just like, okay, I did the water park, whatever. I don't need
I
these
do
two
have to
hours
go to
here.
ride Sandy's at some point.
You've ridden Sandy's?
I haven't been on that. That's the one there I haven't been on. I've heard it's
Ah,
better than Shellraiser though.
it was closed too. Sandy's and Shellraiser were both closed.
Shellraiser's weird. Like I don't know. There's something that doesn't feel right about it, and I think it's that the drop kind of sucks, honestly. Like I'd take normal Gerstlauer drops over that. Like you barely get airtime on that drop.
Wait, which drop are you talking about?
The 121.5 degree drop.
You barely get airtime on the world's steepest drop?
Yes, because it feels like a dive coaster drop because you hang there at like this like 60-degree angle or something, and then you like barely steepen.
That's
It's like you barely.
barely. I don't think going from 60 degrees to 120 degrees is, or 100, however steep it is barely
Yeah,
steep. You're talking
like
about
to
the
me, that's
world's
like one of the
steepest.
worst parts of the ride. Like it doesn't do much for me personally.
That's crazy. Honestly, I was pissed that didn't get to ride it when I went, as well
The
as
star of the show on
Sandy's.
that's definitely the launch. The launch is nuts. Like that could debatably be the third best launch I've done behind Dragster and King to Cause. Like the
That's
launch is
that's
nuts.
crazy talk. Like better than Storm Runner.
It's like there's it's King to Cause one, Dragster's two, and then it's between Hulk, that Storm Runner, and Maverick for the next four spots. Like
That's
they're all
crazy.
real close.
I think get this. I think Alpenfury's second launch is going to be better than Maverick's, just because
I could see it. Premiere actually does some good launches. They just haven't like really done a good one.
that's going
But
to
like
be
I could
Premiere's
see it.
best launch. Because I'm wondering what's going to be. Is it going to be pitch black in that mountain when you're launching?
Yeah, that's what they're doing. It's gonna be pitch black. It's gonna be amazing.
Okay, this has a case for being my number one coaster. Jesus Christ.
Jeez, oh my god. No way it's gonna be. It could be top 15 for me. I don't think
Oh,
there's
it's
no
going to
way
be
it's gonna be
top five.
number one. It can't.
It can easily be top five if all these elements hit. Like it could
For
be
me to
number
be
like
top five, like it has to be on par with like Panthurian and El Toro. I don't think it's gonna do that for me.
oh, we lost all of our viewers. Oh, we've been going from 1 viewer to 2 viewer to 3 viewers to 0 viewers.
Yeah, it's been an interesting stream here.
Yeah, I know Jay has been watching. Your dad has been watching.
Someone else joined at some point.
It was probably my my Magnum loving friend.
Wait, who was it? I know some of the people in the Waldemir group chat.
My Magnum loving friend Hope.
Hope, yeah.
Yeah, Magnum's her number one.
I mean, get her on Airy Force 1 and T Express. Those are, well then, Edge and Ica and Dinoconda. Like, those are the big four that could be better. Airy Force I know is better, and then those three could also be. Who knows?
You think that few of coasters could be better than Magnum? That's crazy. I mean, I could see it.
Ride to
What about
Happiness could too, actually. Yeah,
Voltron, Ride to Happiness, Voyage?
those are the only three you think?
No, those are the other three that you have not mentioned.
Ride to Happiness, I think. Yeah, Voltron. I used to think higher of it than I do now, just because I realize how annoying that stop and that turntable is gonna be.
I
Like, it's
know,
gonna
but
be
you're like,
really good, and then you're just gonna stop for 30 seconds. Like, I
yeah,
don't
but you
know.
have theming during the stopping, so it's like you're still
I
getting an
don't think it's
experience.
enough though. It's like you could still see the outside world and like the backstage.
It's not like Twisted Colossus.
It's
Oh,
not
hey, we
that
got
bad.
a new record of viewers. Twisted Colossus, you're
Four,
literally going up a second lift hill.
three, okay. Yeah, but like I don't know. Voltron's gonna be okay. Voyage, it's only good at night from what I hear. It's only good at night.
Voyage is only good. Well, when I go there for the first time, I'm gonna make sure it's at night.
Yeah, definitely. Like I definitely want to get a night ride.
Ideally, I want it to be Hollywood Nights, but we'll
The
have to see
problem
how
is that's always
expensive.
in June, and
Yeah,
I've always got finals coming up in June.
I might be able to do it this year
I don't know.
because
I want to get out there for that in Storm Chaser. Like Storm Chaser, I'm telling you, that could be top 25 in the world.
that could be better than. I think Storm Tracer could easily be better than Twisted Timbers, and
I
not
know. I think that
quite.
will be better than Steel Vengeance,
I
personally.
don't think it'll be better than Wildcats Revenge though, but we'll see.
Like I know a couple people in the group chat. Like they have Storm Chaser at their number 3 over Steel Vengeance, over Maverick. Like yeah, it's insane. But I could see it.
That I mean, I could see it too. I want to get out there. Kings Island, Kentucky Kingdom, Holiday World. That's all three of them are right. That's my next trip I want to do because all three of those parks are like
Yeah.
right there,
I
like
gotta
right.
hit Kennywood. Kennywood in Canada's Wonderland. I desperately need to get back to because it's been since
Mhm.
2017 since I've been to either one.
Also, I have a Kennywood season pass because I have a buddy that lives in Pittsburgh that I stay with sometimes, and I just go to Kennywood whenever I stay with him. So whenever you go to Kennywood, hit me up. I'll make my way out there.
Yeah, hopefully some point next year, Steel Curtain's gonna be open. I'm
Mhm.
confident Steel Curtain's gonna be open.
Phantom is still by far the best ride there, though.
I know, but like I definitely want to make sure I get on Steel Curtain when I
Oh,
go.
absolutely, absolutely. I want to ride it that badly too because I've been to Kennywood like many times this year and didn't get to ride it because it was a fucking $20 million lawn ornament out there.
Yeah. Same with Top Thrill too.
Yeah, but
Yeah, Top Thrill 2 is like the big priority to get on like over Curtain for me personally.
you have Siren's Curse there too. Like next Cedar Point trip's gonna be crazy.
I'm
I'm gonna.
probably gonna do one in May where it's
Oh,
just Top
hey.
Thrill 2, and then another in like summer.
I might I might get in like all I might like get in like the Cedar Fair had like a all park fast lane thing for the season. I might get that because
Oh,
Canada's
yeah.
Wonderland 2 hours north. I can go there like literally every week, even though I'm still gonna want to like go to Waldemere rather frequently as well. And I can
Yeah,
make my way to
Wonderland's
Cedar
gonna be
Point.
big for you this year because of
Yeah,
Up in Theory.
I can make my way to Cedar Point a few times a year as well, and hopefully go down to like Kings Island and stuff, and whatever other. I also another thing I don't know is that if there's an all park fast lane thing this year, will it be for like every park in the new Six Flags Cedar Fair chain?
I think it will be. I think like you could get in with Darien Lake and Great Adventure.
That makes me hate that Hershey Park is not a part of that because Hershey Park is a park that I go to every year now because Hershey Park is I've debated on I'm debating on having on my number 1 or number 2 park
What
behind
would be
with
number one? Cedar Point.
no fun spot Atlanta.
Yeah, let's go. Yes, put
You
it in
know the
number one.
hype.
Put Fun Spot at number 1.
I
Put it at number
I
1.
had Fun Spot at number 1. I have
Good,
it at
keep it
number 1 on
there.
my current list, but it's because you can literally sit on one of the greatest coasters ever built all day and never have to leave. That's what does it
I
for
know,
me.
like, that's why that's 1. Cedar Point's 2 for me, and then I've got Hershey at 3.
And I found like I watched a review of that park that you put out, and I thought you said some of the most hilarious shit. You said like we don't need houses, we don't need
Yeah, like,
cities with big
we don't need modern
businesses,
infrastructure, we
we don't need
just
modern.
No, I said we
All
just need to get taught, like, in school by Joe Draves.
that was so funny. We
That
don't
was a good
need
review. That
we
was
don't need
funny.
roofs over our head. We don't need cities with big businesses.
No,
All we need is
we
one
just need to camp
classroom with
out.
Joe
Nice little
Drake.
fireside.
Myrtle Beach rides? Yeah, I know Fun Spot Atlanta is getting something new, but it's like not
Yeah,
that
they
I.
are getting the Myrtle Beach rides.
But it's
They're
like
getting
not.
the from Funplex, like, remember Funplex? They
Yeah,
closed.
it's like not that I care though, because as long as Air Force One's open, I'm not gonna be off that train.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go do the sizzling saucer or whatever the chance one is that they're getting, like, I don't care.
I'm literally just gonna be sitting on that train as long as the ride is open. I did bumper cars last time because the ride wasn't open yet. Or not
Oh,
bumper
yeah, I
cars,
remember you
go
did the bumper
karts.
cars
The go
inside.
karts. The go karts, not the bumper cars. The go karts outside.
Oh, alright.
Yeah. Those
Still.
were they like I was like they need to stop. Like they need to stop. Like they were letting us get way too many laps and we couldn't even stop. Like I
I
know
mean,
Air Force was
I
like
know, like,
still
the
testing and
go-karts, I
stuff.
don't really care.
And
Cause, like, again, if I move to Florida, like, I'm gonna have plenty of opportunities to go to Fun Spot.
and my dad and I were the first customers of the day. When we arrived there at opening, and we were the only people there for like the first half hour.
Oh, yeah, cause Air Force wasn't open yet.
And well, Air Force opened like an hour later, and
Did James go up?
I had 4 hours of Airy and got 50 rides.
Hamster Wheel? Hamster Wheel did not get picked up by them. I don't know what's happening to the Hamster Wheel.
Maybe better than Airy Force. I know he's just messing with you.
I don't think it would be for you. I don't know if you'd like those restraints.
I do not like. I've never even nothing that's not a coaster will ever be better than Airy Force One. That's for sure. I don't know if it'll take a lot for a
Well, I
coaster to
mean,
beat Airy
technically,
Force.
like, I'd take, like, Reaper's Revenge way over Air Force One, but that's not fair. That's a 90-minute haunt versus a 40-second ride. Like,
Okay,
that's
but
just not fair.
would you rather have a 90-minute marathon on Airy Force One
Yeah, I
or
definitely rather marathon Airy for 90 minutes, right, just no line.
yeah. But
But, like, yeah.
yeah, I want to go to this Reaper's place because I've heard of it. Like I've seen some. I'm not gonna watch any reviews because I don't want to get spoiled. But it seems like a
Yeah,
fun.
and they're getting a new section. They're getting the mansion next year. That's
My
gonna be
goodness,
amazing.
isn't it like somewhere in? And also, what the hell are they doing with a hurler sign?
Oh my god. Oh, I loved that. I love the hurler sign. Oh, that was so random. That was the funniest
What?
thing ever. I was getting ready for the haunt, and then I just saw the old
Hurler
hurler sign.
sign.
No clue why that's there. I did not find out. I could
What?
not figure out why that was there.
Probably. I don't know why that's there either. That's hilarious.
I think they must just be friends with the guys over at King's Dominion or something. I don't know.
That explains it for me.
Like, that's gotta be it. Yeah, no, like, that's gonna be insane. Like, especially if they keep all the 5 houses or, like, experiences they had before and then just add mansion to it. Like, this thing's gonna be 4 stories tall. Like, I saw the facade, it's nuts.
I haven't done very many haunts, but I want to give it a try.
There what Oh yeah, Chippewa Lake Slaughterhouse, that's another one that's, like, somewhat close to Cedar Point, I might try to get out to.
Oh boy, maybe we could pair a trip with Cedar Point. Pair that with a trip with Cedar Point.
Yeah, that's what I was kinda thinking.
That would be a smart idea. Because I've never done one of these like world class elite haunts.
Yeah, like, either go to Chippewa Lake, what else? Reapers, Penhurst Asylum, Field of Screams, one of those, yeah.
Oh my goodness, you know all of them. I don't
Yeah,
really know them.
I know most of, like, the good ones here.
Yeah, I'm not an expert. My mom will never let me go to Fright World because it's in the middle of the hood.
See, that's the beauty, like, most of these world-class ones are out in the middle of nowhere, so it's like, none
I'm
of
talking
these are
about
in
like
the hood, you know?
Fright World is literally in the ghetto, according to my
Well,
mom.
Fright World's not a world-class one, so
I know
like,
Fright World is.
Reapers, it's just complete suburbia.
Oh boy, yeah, Reapers. Fortunately, my parents will never have an issue with me going to one of these because as long as they're not in the like ghetto.
Yeah, no, like, most pretty much all of the good ones aren't around there.
That's
Middle of
nice.
the woods.
Is Fright World just like a mediocre one?
It's good, like, I'd give it, like, an 8 out of 10. Like, it's good, but, like, it's like, if you didn't live, like, in Buffalo or in Rochester or in Niagara Falls, something like that, I wouldn't say go out of your way to experience it.
Oh, but for Reapers, absolutely go out of your way.
Yeah, definitely, like, Reapers, like, Penhurst Asylum, Brighton Asylum, like, some of these other big ones I've heard of, definitely I wanna go out of my way for. And, like, Reapers, definitely, like, anywhere. Like, if you're a Haunt fan, go to it.
That sounds fun. I definitely want to try one of them. Coasters will always come first for me though, but
Yeah, that's true, like,
definitely worth
I'm one of
trying
the biggest
something
Haunt
new.
fans out of, like, the coaster enthusiasts.
Definitely worth trying something like outside of coasters like that because I do have a good amount of like hobbies outside of coasters. Like I'm a hockey player. I go skiing in the winters, water parks, but water parks is kind of
That
like
kinda relates, yeah.
yeah.
I wanna see a park at some point do, like, this huge, like, actual year-round haunt attraction, but it's like a ride. And it's like 30 minutes. You have, like,
I
actual
don't know
actors
if a
that can touch
park.
you, sort of like Darren Brown's Ghost Train used to be. I don't know if they could touch you, but, like, you know what I mean, like,
Yeah, I don't
such
know
an
if a park
insane
would do
experience.
that because those like 30 plus minutes haunts are kind of like exclusively their own thing.
Yeah, it still would be cool.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm thinking we do have to end this pretty soon, like, in the next minute, because 'cause I'm running on, like, 15% battery right now.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sucks.
which kinda sucks because 'cause we're doing okay for views given this stream and this, like, level of stream, but
Yeah.
it's whatever, I gotta save the battery life.
Yeah, I got you.
Let's see, yeah, anything else that I'm not thinking of? Mexico, getting a normal family boomerang, whatever, Kings Island, family attraction, boo-hoo.
Boo.
I mean, I don't know what to
One
say,
hot
that park's
topic we
just
never talked
continuing to
about.
prove themselves as a mid-park.
Yeah. A hot topic we didn't talk about this entire time was Six Flags Qiddiya and
Oh,
their new.
yeah.
Oh,
I
we
mean
did talk about Falcon's Flight a little bit, but nothing else.
I mean, it should be a really good park. It's definitely one that I have to get out to at some point, obviously.
Honestly, their Vekoma tilt coaster is like what 250 feet tall.
It's 208, but still, like, that's Ride of Steel, the height. And the layout looks insane. Like, it'll have, like, a double zero G roll. It's got
Oh,
insane looking airtime
jeez.
moments.
Yeah, because I saw some of that ride, and I'm like, oh my god, this does not look like a normal. This looks like it could be like Vekoma's best coaster yet.
Honestly, I could see Iron Rattler being on par with Falcon's Flight.
I'd say it could be better.
I'm I'm not gonna say that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it actually was.
I'm lower on Falcon's flight than most people are.
I I don't know. I said it in my layout analysis. I think it should be top 20 in the world, not quite top 15 in the world. It looks like a combination of like Fury and Conda.
It's I
The first half I think is going to be better than the second half. I think people are sleeping on the first half, but the second half's just not going to do much, I think.
The second half is all speed, but I think it'll be better
But
than
you're not going to feel it with the windshield, really.
Yeah, that's a problem with that ride, or the windshield. Without the
It's
windshield
annoying. I get it. I get it's in the desert, but like it still sucks.
Yeah, without the windshield, that ride would be one of the best coasters ever built, but with the windshield, that takes away the best part of the ride, and it's gonna make it
I
like
still don't think it'd be on par with like Dino Conda or anything if it didn't have the windshield, but still.
honestly,
Like yeah.
I don't think Falcon's Flight's gonna be an elite coaster for
Well, like
enthusiasts.
what's your definition of elite? Like top 25 in the world, top 50 in the world? Like
What I don't really have a raw definition. I just say, like I mean, it's probably gonna be, like it's absolutely gonna be well, let me see what I have in my top 10. I'm pulling up that
out of the coasters I've been on, I think it'll be number 7. I don't think it could beat like Panthurian, El Toro,
Oh, no.
Wildcat Revenge, but
It's not beating those. It could land outside my top 10.
I don't think it'd land outside there. I think it'll beat Velocicoaster.
I think I rode Velocicoaster in 2021, and it was incredible. It ran incredible that year. I don't know how it runs now, but
I mean, it's still top 10 for me. Like,
also
it's the Mosasaurus roll. That's the ride.
I
Like, it's
value
a solid
theming.
ride.
I also value theming on these rides too. Like I
I
value
don't know.
theming. I also value
I value scares more. Like, I care a lot more about like haunts than actual dark rides. That's why Monsters Unchained is going to be so good.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Um, I also value, like, ride setting, like, where a ride takes place, like, look at Ravine
Yeah,
Flyer,
like
for
Voyager.
example,
Yeah, Ravine Flyer.
and even The Beast, but in Boulder
Yeah,
Dash,
Magnum.
I've never ridden Boulder Dash at night or
It's
that
solid. Yeah,
I've
it's
ridden
about on par with Beast and Night. Like the setting in Boulder Dash is really good. That's
I've
definitely the best settings of any coaster.
I got 4 rides on Boulder Dash, and they were all in the daytime. I need to ride it at night.
It's a good ride. I don't think it's top 30 for me personally, but
Damn.
it's
There's no
solid.
way you have
Yeah.
if you have Predator over that, that's not fair.
Predator's better than Boulder Dash, in my personal opinion.
We all have different opinions, but 99% of coaster enthusiasts would not agree.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. What else? I'm trying to think of anything else we need to get to before my phone dies. I think we covered like all this Six Flags 2026 stuff. I don't know. Final prediction. I'm still gonna say
And we covered
a
most of the
mock extreme spinner, but we'll see.
we covered, like, most of 2025's, like, new coasters, like, I believe as well. I that's
Yeah.
a discussion I wanted to talk about.
Well, like we sort of talked about Epic Universe, but like I not
Uh,
too much.
yeah, not too in detail, but I don't really know the layout well enough to Stardust Racers to see how great it's gonna be. Like, I could see it being
I could
like
see it being number 2 in the world.
that's wild. I don't know what about it though.
If you watch testing footage, like it just doesn't look real how fast that thing goes through the layout.
Ooh, I like
Like
the
it
sound of
looks
that.
unnaturally fast. It looks like how the Raptors, like the OG Raptors, fly through the layout. But it's like this
What?
world
Oh my,
class elite layout.
that's
Like it looks cartoonish.
that's wild. I don't. I've
I
never
don't know.
seen
Hope fingers crossed they don't tone back the launch
it.
to make it slower, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully they don't tone it back. Hopefully it stays like that.
And then they have a weird Donkey Kong themed coaster.
Yeah, I personally honestly think Monsters Unchained and Ministry of Magic will be better than any of the other coasters. I think the top two dark rides there will be better. Will be like the number 2 and 3 rides in the park. Personally,
Fair. I might agree. I don't know much about that park. I haven't really, cause
no, you should. It number
yeah,
two
I
bucket
know.
list park, only behind Fuji Q.
You have Fuji Q at your number. Imagine if Dododonpa was still there.
Oh my god, that top three would be devious.
Yeah.
The sad thing, the insane thing is, I think Dododonpa would be number 3 there. I personally, because Edenica obviously top 5. Like, if anything could be Airy Force One, it's that Dinoconda and T Express obviously.
Yeah.
Um, Fujiyama, I could see it being anywhere from top 40 in the world to top 10 in the world. Honestly, it's basically Japanese Magnum. Maybe not quite as aggressive, but still, and best view on any coaster.
Yeah, here's the problem though with Fuji Q. I heard their operations are not good at all.
Oh, it's just because of the safety systems and like the safety checks. Like
And their
Egenica,
lines can get huge.
yeah. I mean, I just have to go on a quiet day. I have to like know the Japanese calendar, make sure
Y-
I'm not going on a holiday or anything.
You need to take a class on the Japanese GP.
I've already sort of done that because I want to make sure, like when I do like a South Korea Japan trip, I'm gonna do it right. I'm not hitting the big parks on the busiest days. I need to make sure like I can get actual like good ride counts.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. 'Cause I don't
And
know
also
what
obviously Fuji Q has the best view of any park with Mount Fuji.
I have no idea what the Japanese or South Korean I have no idea what GP are like over there. They're probably similar to
They're a
GP in
lot more
America.
civil than the US. Like if
More
you watch
civil.
how they behave at parks, like at rope drop at Tokyo Disney Sea, like I seen a vlog, like like at America, it would just be chaos, like everyone shoving in. Like here, everyone stays like in a single file line, like waits patiently.
That's not well. That's because we in America here are pretty fucked up. Let's be real.
Yeah, we're not exactly the greatest GP here in America.
Japan. I mean, I have not met a single person from Japan or South Korea or
There's
China.
like a few enthusiasts like I follow on Instagram and YouTube that I've like commented like, but like still like haven't had like I don't like know anyone as like a friend from either of those two, but I probably should get to know someone if I'm gonna end up going there in a few years, which hopefully I do. I
Do you
don't
know?
know if I want to do that or Europe first.
Do you know anyone that's been to those places?
Yeah, I know people who have been there.
Okay. I do not know a single person personally that has been to any of those places.
Yeah, I mean, see, like the thing is like Japan in particular, like with all the Misho rides and all that, like they just have so many stupid rides that I think I would really like more than most people. Like you
Mm.
know.
Yeah. All right. I actually got to like use the bathroom. So
All right, I'll log off here. Thank
yeah.
you, the few people that were on here. Make sure
Mm,
to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys
happy,
next.
dude.
See you.
That was a good time. Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good one.